And we'll begin rubbing our thighs and warming our hands. Use enough pressure to generate some friction. Warm your hands. And then we're going to extend that to our knees, rubbing our knees, warming our knees, facilitating the circulation through the knee area. This Seiza sitting position, a little hard for us Westerners. You can go both directions. On your knees. Alternate. And again, we're trying to warm the knees. With the warmth comes relaxation. And we'll pause, go inside for a moment, and send that warmth deep into your knee joints. Relax and open your knees. And let go of any leftover stiffness or discomfort that you may feel. Just mentally relax and let it evaporate. Then slide your hands up along your thighs and gently fold them over your lower abdomen. And we're going to sink our mind and our breath into our belly, a place we call the lower dantian. So with your hands, you're feeling the rising and the falling of your belly with your breathing. And you're just focused on paying attention to your breathing. The in and the out. And in this time, focusing on our breath, we'll use it to calm and center ourselves. Really get fully present in our bodies, conscious and aware of our bodies, and all the internal movements. And then drawing our hands away from our lower abdomen and out to our sides, gently shaking the arms, loosening the wrists and the fingers, trying not to tighten up in the shoulders or in the upper arms, let everything be loose and relaxed. And we want to shake the chi down into our hands all the way to the fingertips. Oh, just like so. And we can make it a little more vigorous. And slow it down. And let your hands come to rest on your thighs. Just feel your hands and feel the chi. And then look at your hands and see if you can see any signs physically of the chi in your hands that looks different than normal. Trying to connect something visual with the feeling. You use what I call a hard focus, really look at your hands, and a soft focus, kind of looking around and or through your hands. You may see different things, those two ways of looking. And then we're going to form a loose fist and start tapping the back of the neck, up and down, between the top of the shoulders and the base of the skull. Find a pressure and a rhythm that feels right to you. And then open up your hands and tap all around your head. The back and the top and the sides. And don't forget to breathe. And we'll finish this with a cupped hand boxing the ears. That blends into shampooing the scalp. This is a good vigorous rub, not just messing up your hair, but stimulating the scalp. And again, try to be thorough. And we'll finish smoothing our hair out so it's not distracting to us. And go back inside, feel your head. From here, fingertips on the forehead and turning the head back and forth across the fingertips, working between the eyebrows and the anterior hairline and from temple to temple. Let the weight of your head do most of the work. Then separate your fingertips and massage the temple area. And then back along the sides of your head to over your ears. Grab your ears and stretch them up, back, down. Pull them out and away from your head. Wiggle them all around. And give them a good workout. And then with our thumbs, we're going to work around the rim of the ear, from the top down to the earlobes. And then back up. Switch to your fingertips and massage the back of your ears. Right. And we're going to pinch the ear flap a couple, 3 times, and then the index fingers inside the ear. And work around, loop-de-loop, all around the inside of the ear. And then coming out, 2 fingers, friction rub in front and behind the ear. And bring that to a halt with a thumb walk underneath the jaw. Looking forward to the chin till only one thumb fits. Relax your jaw and massage the root of your tongue. From here, we're going to tap right on the tip of the chin, and work laterally along the jaw, out to the angle, and then up to the temporomandibular joint, TMJ, and retrace your steps back to the chin. Move up a little bit, and feel the lower gum, and the roots of the teeth inside the gum. And laterally, and up to the TMJ again, back down. Circle your mouth to the upper jaw. And again, following the gums laterally and out to the ear. Back. Move up beside your nostrils. And stay underneath the cheekbones as you move laterally out to the ear, the TMJ. Retracing your steps, moving up to the junction of the bone and cartilage on the nose. Tapping across the cheekbones. And again, out to the ear. Back to the nose. Tap. And then pat the whole lower face. Do this a couple of times. And stop on the nose. Switch to your thumbs, pressing around the supraorbital ridge, around the eye, to the outer corner. Switch to your fingertips. Now we're on the infraorbital ridge, back around to the nose and the inner canthus. Index fingers pressing between the eyeball and the bony orbit. gently pressing, allowing your fingers into that space, not forcing it too much. Be gentle with yourself. Then 3 fingers fit nicely over the eyes. Press and release. Press and release. Press and release. Then palm your eyes. No pressure. Some of that warmth from your hands, relax your eyes. And exaggerate your breathing a little bit. And on the exhalation, imagine breathing away the tension from your eyes. And washing down the face. We do this 3 times. The second time, we're going to lower the jaw and down the neck. And the third time, extra slow. Imagine you're draining all the tension out of your face, your eyes, your jaw, your throat, your voice, all the way down to your collarbones. Now we're in position for the next stretch, which is the chin to the ceiling. And working the jaw, stretching it upwards into the sides. And get the whole front of your neck and jaw, good workout. And then we're into a head and neck roll. Taking the head around in a nice, smooth, easy circle, as if your head were being pulled around from the top. So we're stretching all the neck muscles and lengthening, elongating the cervical vertebrae, not just collapsing. And let's change the direction of the circle. Go the other way. Same idea. Try to keep your shoulders down. And we're going to come to rest with our chin on our chest. And with our fingertips, reach up to the back of the neck. And starting at the spine, pull laterally across the fibers of the trapezius muscle. And we're working between the base of the skull and the bottom of the neck, back and forth in this area. Feel the edge of the trapezius as you come across it. And then reaching back between your shoulder blades, pulling forward, still the trapezius muscle, working across the fibers still. But now we come forward all the way to the clavicle, the collarbone. And after a few of these, pick up and support your elbow. We're going to do a loose floppy wrist. We're going to tap from the shoulder joint, back up the trapezius to the base of the skull. Up and down. And then the other side, same thing. From the shoulder joint to the base of the skull and back. Take your support hand, lay it down on your thigh, and your tapping hand just drops down to the upper chest area. And we're going to go laterally in the front of the shoulder and then down on the outside of the biceps and the radial side of the forearm to the thumb. Turn the hand over. We're going to start on the index finger and tap back up the forearm, the upper arm to the shoulder. Turn the hand over, loop down again, the middle of the biceps and the forearm, and head down to the middle finger. Turn the hand over, start on the ring finger, and work your way back up in the middle of the forearm. Rotate your arm a little bit, come up between the triceps to the shoulder, and third time looping down on the inside of the biceps muscle and the ulnar side of the forearm, and out to the little finger. Turn the hand over, we're going to start on the little finger and work our way back up along the edge of the ulna and following the medial and lateral long heads of the triceps to the shoulder. Open up your hand, get as much of the scapula as you can, and then we're smoothing it out 3 times in each direction. Breathing. And finishing at the shoulder, go inside and compare your arms. So describe to yourself your experience of the arm that you've done compared to the arm that you haven't done. And then we're going to go on to the other side, following the same pattern, starting the upper lateral chest and following the radial side of the arm down to the thumb, turning the hand over, starting at the index finger, working your way back up, looping down middle of the biceps and forearm to the middle finger, and the ring finger back up, and third time down on the ulnar side of the arm to the little finger, and the little finger back up to the shoulder. Open up the hand, get the shoulder blade, and smoothing it out. Once, twice, 3 times, and up on your knees. We're going to start tapping the chest and feeling the movement in the chest and the lungs make noise. And over the mid-chest and the sternum. And open up your hands on the lower rib cage. Breathing deep into your lungs. And then out to your side. Drape your arm over your head. Tap back up your side into the armpit. And breathe into your sides. Open up the intercostals. And the other side, same thing. Into the armpit. Breathe. Relax. And taking the arm down with the fingertips, stroking on the midline, right over the sternum, up and down, and then to the sides, on either side of the sternum where the ribs articulate with the sternum, and back to the midline. Take a deep breath, and we're going to hold it and stroke the costal arch from the midline, the xiphoid process, down to the mid-axillary line and the 11th rib. Use some pressure here. Try to get a good long stroke, and we'll do this for as long as you can hold your breath. And then we're back to the midline, stroking between the xiphoid and the navel. And then we're going to tap around the abdomen, working Up on the right, across to the left, and then down the direction of the colon. So ascending, transverse, descending colon. All around the abdomen. And let your belly be full. Breathe into your belly. Receive your tapping. And we'll finish by smoothing it out. And hands to the waist with the fingertips. We're going to explore the upper abdomen, just massaging, investigating with your fingertips. Try to be aware of any areas of sensitivity and don't avoid them, but respect them. And we're going to shift into the lower abdomen. Same idea, exploring, deep into the abdomen, thinking about all the internal organs and structures therein. Noticing sensitivity, and as you do this regularly, noticing if that changes. Okay. Now we're going to turn around and reach up to our back, bottom of the rib cage and back, bottom of the kidneys, thumb circles. And then we're going to work down through the lumbar region with these same thumb circles until we hit the hip bones, the iliums. And we're going to press with our thumbs laterally. We're going to do 4 lines, one level with each sacral foramen. So just drop down about a thumb width each time, and that should put you in approximately the right area. And wind up at the sides, reach back up to the kidneys and tap. And breathe into your lower back and continue tapping down through the lumbar region and across the iliums and all the way down to your sit bones. And then out and around your buttocks. And then with your knuckles, stroking on the sacrum, right at the sacroiliac joint, and then over the sacral foramen, which are a little bit medial. Back out to the sacroiliac joint, or SI joint for short. And then we're going to tap with the knuckles right in the gluteal hollow. And turn back around. And turn our hands over and tap on our sides, like so. And then stroking on the side of the legs in the iliotibial band, 3 times down to the knees, and sit down, feet out in front, and gently bounce your legs, loosen your knees, and then something I call windshield wipers. Turning the legs from the hip. Right. And the feet wag back and forth. Let's bounce the legs a little bit more. And a couple more windshield wipers. And we're ready to start tapping on our legs. We're going to start right where we left off on the sides and come forward underneath the hip bone and then tap down the anterior, slightly lateral aspect of the thigh. Go just to the side of the kneecap and just lateral to the crest of the tibia, the shin bone, down to the ankle and across the top of the foot down to the second and third toes. Then over to the big toe on the medial side Come back up the medial aspect of the foot and just anterior to the malleolus, but then posterior to the tibia. And up to the knee, we're just medial to the kneecap, and on up the thigh, into the groin, and around to the side. Coming down the iliotibial tract again, and on the side of the leg, we're over the fibula this time, and just in front of the lateral malleolus or ankle bone, down the top of the foot to the fourth toe, and across the ends of the toes to the lateral aspect of the big toe, in between the first and second toes and metatarsals, up the foot in front of the malleolus, and then posterior to the tibia, medial aspect of the knee and thigh, and into the groin. And third time, we're around to the back, the hamstrings, tapping down to the knee. Pause and put your thumb in the middle of the knee crease and back. Press and rotate. Then, heels of the palms. Press and vibrate in the calf, the gastrocnemius muscle, and on down to the ankle bones. Friction rub behind the ankle bones. And feel the warmth. Tap the side of the foot, out to the end of the little toe, and then the ends of all the toes, all the nail points. Let the knee drop out, and we're going to go back to the little toe, and cross the ball of the foot and the arch, around behind the ankle bone, and up the inside of the leg, and thigh, into the groin. Round to the side again, we're going to smooth it out. And keep your knees straight, stretch as far as you can, exhale with your stretch. Let's do one more. And going inside, I'm going to compare our legs, just like we did with the arms. We're going to compare the one we just did, the one we have yet to do. Just notice the differences. Okay, we ready to go the other side? We start tapping again on the side. Come forward, underneath the hip bone, and then down the top of the thigh, just lateral to the patella, the kneecap, and following the tibialis anterior, down to the ankle, and then across the dorsum of the foot to the second and third toe. Over to the big toe, on the medial side, and the medial aspect of the foot, in front of the malleolus, and then behind the tibia, the shaft of the tibia. Medial aspect of the patella, or kneecap, and on up the thigh, into the groin. Around to the side, the iliotibial tract, and down the lower leg over the peroneal muscles, and anterior to the malleolus, top of the foot, down to the fourth toe, over to the big toe, lateral side, and up between the two toes, and first and second metatarsal, anterior to the malleolus, up a little higher on the shaft of the tibia, and then back, medial aspect of the knee and thigh, the femoral triangle, into the groin. Around to the back, tapping the hamstrings, and pressing in the popliteal fossa, and press and vibrate the gastrocnemius muscle, down to the ankle. And then it's friction with the sides of the hands behind the ankle bones, the malleoli. And then tapping the lateral side of the foot down to the little toe. Get all the toes at the ends, and let the knee drop out, go back to the little toe, across the ball of the foot to this point we call a bubbling spring, and back around behind the ankle and up the calf, right along the medial head of the gastrocnemius, most posterior of the three at the knee, and follows the gracilis muscle into the groin. And then we're smoothing it out. Stretch. Exhale with your stretch. Inhale as you come back up. Again, let's just do one more, one extra one. And back up, let's go back to the first leg and scoop the leg up in your arm, reach down, grab the ankle, and shake the foot out. Let's put it down on your thigh if that's comfortable, and massage your toes. Massage all the toes, the group, warm them up, and then we massage each toe individually, starting with the little toe. Just kind of press and rotate in the fourth toe. A good little workout, third toe. Work all the way from the base of the toes, junction with the foot, out to the end. Tip of the toes. And we're doing the second toe. And you might want to change hands for the big toe. Get a fresh thumb. Then we're going to do a claw press right at the base of the toes. And then thumb walk back and forth across the ball of the foot. Zigzagging, winding up below the big toe joint, and then we're double thumb pressing 5 lines on the arch. And so just do a line from each toe down to the base of the heel. And again, feeling your foot, paying attention to what you feel. And pressing in as deeply as is comfortable. We'll finish by pinching the lateral edge of the foot right down to the heel, and we're going to do a claw press again. Right. On the heel, all around the heel. Then slide your foot down to the floor and squeeze up the Achilles tendon, or just an inch or two above the ankle, and back down. And back up again. Then we're going to wring out our foot. Just twist and turn every which way, loosen it up. Like it's an old wash rag. And then let's put that foot aside and go inside again, compare your feet. Okay, ready for the other foot? Let's scoop it up, shake it out. Let your ankle be loose. And put it down on your thigh. Massaging the toes, first as a group. Then each toe individually. We'll start with the little toe. Give each toe a good workout. Really stimulate them. Warm them up. Third toe. Using your thumb pad. A nice broad surface to work with. second toe. And we'll change thumbs again for the big toe. Claw press at the base of the toes and the ball, and then thumb walking on the ball of the foot, back and forth across the foot, winding up under the big toe knuckle, 5 lines, with both thumbs pressing at the same time. Right down to the base of the heel. And try to get good stimulation on the bottom of your foot. And pinch the lateral edge. Just do that once, and then claw pressing on the heel. Get all around the heel, and right around the back. We'll squeeze up the Achilles tendon, and back down, and back up, and wring out the foot. Putting that foot back, I'm going to stretch the ankles and the toes. This is plantar flexion, and this is dorsiflexion. Really stretch your ankles and your feet. Point and pull them back. And then we're going to circle with the ankle joints. And we'll go about 3 times in one direction and reverse. 3 times in the other. And then raise your knees till your feet come flat on the floor. We're going to tap the bottoms of the feet against the floor. And finishing up in a cross-legged position, go inside for the last time. Kind of monitor your whole body. See if it seems that your chi is flowing in a smooth and uniform fashion throughout. And if there's some place that feels like it needs a little more attention, whether that's pressing or tapping or stretching or maybe even just scratching, would you try to take care of it? And that done, we're finished. Thank you.